Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we have to start with not so great news. Most of Ukraine is under air alert. Zhytomyr for 4 hours 34 minutes. Vinnytsia 3 hours 14 minutes. Chernihiv 5 hours 45 minutes. Kivnograd 8 hours 10 minutes. Dnipro 8 minutes for the air alert, but artillery alerts have been going on for over a day in some areas. Donetsk 39 minutes. Kharkiv 9 hours 45 minutes. Hour 45 minutes ago, reported explosions in Kharkiv. Poltava 8 hours 11 minutes. Sumy 8 hours 45 minutes. Chernihiv 6 hours 25 minutes. Kyiv Oblast 5 hours 8 minutes. And Kyiv City 4 hours 54 minutes. 2.5 hours ago, explosions were reported. Also, explosions reported 4 hours ago. Yeah, it's not looking like a fun morning for Ukraine. 4:18 in the morning, Ukraine time. So, you can only hope the news is not as bad as yesterday's. Moving into the operational information, we'll go through the images first. The overall. Surovisk, Toretsk, Kharkiv, Kershna, Kramatorsk, Kupiansk, Novopavlivka, Orkhiv, Pokrovsk, Liman, Dnipro, and Huliopol. Going back to the start with the operational information as of 8 a.m. That always gets me for some reason. Almost said April the 2nd, February 4th, regarding the Russian invasion. As always, we start with Glory to Ukraine. The 1077th day of the large-scale armed aggression by the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. In total, 110 combat clashes were recorded over the past 24 hours. According to updated information, yesterday the enemy carried out 91 airstrikes on the positions of Ukrainian units and settlements, using 139 guided aerial bombs. Russia used 2,241 kamikaze drones. In addition, it carried out over 6,000 artillery shellings, 138 of which were from multiple launch rocket systems. The aggressor carried out airstrikes, in particular in the areas of settlements of Borova, Bochkovo, Pishkiani, Baranivka, Zarazova, Kindrashivka, Zeleny Gay in the Kharkiv region, Servisk, Zakynty, Toretsk, Kelbanbuk, Alexandrivka, Serhivka, Udashny, Orodny, Baratir, Roznony, Novokumar, and Novopil in the Donetsk region. A lot of towns being hit with strikes from aircraft last night. Over the past day, defense forces, aviation, missile troops, and artillery units have struck 9 areas of concentration of personnel and equipment, 2 command posts, 3 artillery systems, and 2 electronic warfare stations of the Russian invaders. Going into the individual directions. In the Kharkiv direction, our troops repelled 1 enemy attack in the Voschansk area. Going to Deep State and zooming in. Kharkiv down here in this corner, Voschansk right there. Go over to Kupiansk next, where 13 attacks by the invaders took place over the past 24 hours. Defense forces repelled enemy assault actions near Petropavlivka, Pishkiani, and Zarazova. Zooming in, Petropavlivka, Pishkiani, and Zarazova. Moving on to the Liman direction, the enemy attacked 4 times. He tried to advance near Novoyhorovka, Terny, Novolubivka, and Yampolivka. Coming to the south, Novoyhorovka, Novolubivka, Yampolivka, and Torsk. And that is Liman direction. Moving over to Servisk direction, where the enemy attacked our positions of our defenders in the area of the settlement of Bilogorivka. Bilogorivka is right here, just a short distance from Servisk. Moving on from Servisk over to Kramatorsk direction, where 6 clashes were recorded in the areas of Chasiv Yar, Belohora, and in the direction of Petrechny and Stupochka. Zooming in on Chasiv Yar, Stupochki, Pretechny, and Belohora. Going to the south from Chasiv Yar to the Toretsk direction, where the enemy carried out 12 attacks near the settlements of Krymsky, Toretsk, and Shecherebanivka. In some cases, it was supported by airstrikes. Zooming in, Toretsk, Krymsky, and Shecherebanivka. Moving on to one of the hottest directions, Pokrovsk, where our defenders stopped 38 assault and offensive actions of the aggressor in the areas of the settlements of Melanivka, Novopoltavka, Zelenopol, Tarasivka, Mirolubivka, Elizabetivka, Promin, Lisivka, Udashny, Nadivka, Upensivka, Novo-Alexandrivka, Dashny, and Pokrovsk itself. The enemy actively used assault and bomber aircraft in this direction. coming over from Toretsk. Now, Pivka, is that the... There was a couple new towns in this one that... Nadivka. Oh, no. Okay. Zeleny Pol. Elizavetivka. Mirolubivka. Promin. Lisivka. Gorspokrovsk. Goltini. Udashny. Upensivka. Novoalexandrivka. Oh, they had these all over the place, so I think I'm missing one. I'm not. Dashny. Dashny was the last attack right here. Just, it's striking how much Russia is pouring into these assaults. Give you an idea, since the first of the month, so a few gains here, but mostly Russia has not advanced in the last week or so in this area, which is, of course, good news. In the Novopavlivka direction, the defense forces repelled 6 attacks on the positions of our troops near Constantinople, Rozdolny, and Novokumar. We don't have to go far from Pokrovsk to go to Novopavlivka, where Constantinople, Rozdolny, and Novokumar were attacked. I'll check that out, Ronnie. Moving over from Novopavlivka to Huliopol. Where there was no attacks. So, skipping Huliopol to the Orhiv direction. Our troops repelled 2 enemy attacks near the settlements of Novodanlivka and Sichirabaki. No attacks in Huliopol. Orhiv. So Novoandrivka is here. But let's see if we could spot the other town that they mentioned. Okay, my eyes aren't seeing it. Are yours? Ah, it's because of the different ending. Okay, Sichirabaki. Sorry. Oh, shoot. No, they're not back on auction. That's my bad. I did not edit that out. I'll change that now. Sorry. No. Anyways, Novoandrivka and Sichirabaki were the 2 assaults took place in the Orhiv direction. In the Dnipro direction, Russian invaders, without success, stormed positions of our units 8 times. enemy aircraft were operating in the direction, or going to over towards Kherson, where they consider this the Pridniprovsky direction, where the assaults took place in this area. Going up to Kursk, where units of the defense forces of Ukraine repelled 7 attacks by Russian invaders over the past day. In addition, the enemy carried out 60 airstrikes using 91 bombs, and also carried out 441 artillery attacks on the positions of our troops, including 5 from multiple launch rocket systems. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups were detected in Volyn or Polizia directions. Our soldiers continued to inflict significant losses on the occupation forces in manpower and equipment, and actively undermine the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. The report goes into the losses. We'll cover that with the graphic here shortly. And as always, they end the report with join the defense forces. Razom de Pereможemo. Slava Ukraina. I'm going to pull up the air alert map as I go through and catch up with chat, because I obviously missed some stuff. And say hello to everybody. So, Mitch, UTV, Ronnie Vac, and M35, good to see you here. Nura, Blue. Yes, I am well, thank you, Ronnie, for asking. Does Mexico even have a smoke corner, or is that just like the whole city? General consensus. Pyro Kurt, good to see you here. KKGG. LJ Boone in the house. Be on your best behavior. Mom will come after you. Yeah, I love how you guys say hello to each other and like generally have a community in chat rather than just. It seems like in other chats, it's just people barking their own thing. Belle, good to see you. Yeah, I forgot to change the title, Heather. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, and KKGG. Yeah, I just forgot to change the title. I fixed that now. Yeah, there was only the 10 lithographs that Blonde was able to get a hold of. Of course, 2 of them are going to Viper. I think Blonde's keeping 2 of them. And now 2 of them are going to Niels. So that only leaves 7 left of each one. Ronnie Vakin says I should check on 3D printed lithos. Yeah, I'll see what's out there to download, and I'll try it out. I don't know if my printer will be able to do it because I can only do a single color print. But we're checking out and seeing what happens. Adam Lewis, hello. I get you. Okay, so I am all caught up with chat. Sorry for the time on that one. Zone's already working on dates for the arrival of American team to discuss with Ukrainian video from Izium. There's a lot of them to go through today. We'll come to that, back to that after Zelensky's speech. This guy is so busy. It's amazing the amount of stuff he's able to accomplish in a day. Has meetings all day long, and then still makes sure he makes time to do these videos to update the people and us of Ukraine. Slow down.
Прем'єр-міністр Шмигаль, перший віце...
All right. Well, here is his speech. Yeah, I have that one, Heather.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Провів сьогодні РНБО. Урядовці, прем'єр-міністр Шмигаль, перший віце-прем'єр Свириденко доповіли щодо програм підтримки наших людей, громадян України та українських бізнесів. Є підтримка, є оселя, безкоштовне харчування для українських дітей в школах, програма вчительської доплати, яка запрацювала з нового року, програма «Зроблено в Україні» та інші наші програми. Як би не було складно, ми знаходимо кошти, щоб допомогти всім українцям, українським виробникам. Майже 13 мільйонів заявок на є-підтримку і майже 13 мільярдів гривень виплачено безпосередньо українським сім'ям, нашим громадянам. Кількість учасників програми доводить її потрібність і потрібність аналогічних програм прямої підтримки людей. Є вже більш ніж 5 мільйонів клієнтів програми «Національний кешбек». Це теж така кількість учасників, яка говорить сама за себе. Ми працюємо над тим, щоб збільшувати всі формати підтримки, які ефективні, і це буде. Я дав відповідні доручення уряду. Важливо, вже готові на весну з індексацією пенсій, і це буде з 1 березня. Сьогодні ж ми заслухали деякі ключові питання щодо нашої фінансової стійкості, щодо фінансової дисципліни. Є значна проблема з дисбалансом імпорту та експорту. Імпорт, і це стосується не зброї, значно перевищує наш експорт. Тенденція, яку слід змінити, слід значно більше створювати можливостей для виробництва в Україні, для підтримки всіх форм економічної діяльності в Україні. Так само, як ми вже заводимо іноземні інвестиції у виробництво зброї, урядовці повинні працювати і щодо інших галузей. І також ми доручили працювати з партнерами, щоб більше було нашого ресурсу, нашого спільного європейського ресурсу для безпеки економічної діяльності. І це багато аспектів. Від гуманітарного розмінування, розмінування аграрних земель до більшого захисту наших міст. Йдеться передусім про протиповітряну оборону. Сьогодні ж на РНБО були важливі доповіді щодо фінансової чистоти в країні. Нещодавно відбулись зміни керівників податкової служби та фінмоніторингу, і вже є перші результати. Результати по тіньових фінансових схемах, які нарешті зупинені. І це стосується і олігархів, і посадовців, і депутатів, і тих, хто використовував або використовує різні фонди, щоб фактично приховувати кошти. Мільярди гривень, відповідні матеріали у правоохоронних органів вже. Розслідування мають бути об'єктивними, незважаючи на те, хто порушує закон. Ухвалено на РНБО і рішення щодо санкцій. Списки незабаром і буде кілька жорстких пакетів. Ще за сьогодні зустріч щодо розвитку наших повітряних сил. Ми готуємо зміни і готуємось до того, як в українському небі запрацюють французькі винищувачі з нашими пілотами. Зустрівся з керівником МАГАТЕ Гросі, і зараз працюють відповідні місії МАГАТЕ в Україні на атомних станціях. І ми домовились, що місії працюватимуть активніше і на інших критично важливих об'єктах енергосистеми. Ми говорили з паном Гросі і про українців, про наших громадян, про заручників, яких російські окупанти захопили з Енергодару. Очікуємо, що МАГАТЕ буде активною в роботі заради звільнення цих українських громадян. Я вдячний, що директор МАГАТЕ підтримав українську стратегію добудови атомних блоків на Хмельницькій АЕС. Проект добудови є ключем до енергетичної незалежності України і енергетичної стабільності регіону. І важливо, щоб народні депутати України підтримали цей проект. Детально говорили про ситуацію на Запорізькій станції. Необхідно повернути законний український контроль, реальну роботу станції в Україні і для України. І ми запрошуємо наших партнерів працювати з нами на цьому напрямку. Це взаємовигідні речі, це енергетика, яка зробить значно більш міцною Європу і значно більш взаємовигідними наші відносини з Америкою. До речі, команди наші вже почали предметно говорити. Команди України та Сполучених Штатів. Сьогодні керівник Офісу Андрій Єрмак говорив з Майклом Волцем. Ми готуємо графік зустрічей. І також сьогодні я говорив з прем'єр-міністром Австралії. І найголовніше – це нові кроки для тиску на Росію за війну, тиску заради справедливого миру. Зберігаємо нашу єдність, глобальну єдність, і це реально зменшує російську можливість продовжувати цю божевільну та злочинну агресію. Агресію Росії проти України. Я дякую всім, хто допомагає Україні. Слава всім, хто робить нашу державу сильніше. Слава Україні!
Героям слава. And of course, at the end,
Росії проти України. Я дякую.
thanking you. That's you guys in chat. Sending donations to fundraisers, sharing links, hitting the like button so the message gets out to more people. All of it. All of it goes to making Ukraine stronger.
Сильніше. Слава Україні.
Just remember that's the president of Ukraine thanking you guys for helping support the armed forces, helping repel the Russian aggression in Ukraine. I would download that, but that's a big file, and it's kind of dry for most of it, but there's one part of it that's pretty funny. Unfortunately, we have to move to sadder news. Izium, where rescue operations are underway after Russian missile strike on the city. Part of the city council building was destroyed. At the time of this posting, there were 20 people injured, 5 deaths. I can tell you the number of injured has increased, but the number of deaths have not. Fair warning, some of these images are disturbing.
Started in the building. Of that reason, please go to the ground floor and from there leave the building. Our administration would like to inform you
Unfortunately, there is more video of that to go through, and you'll get a preview of the videos to come as I scroll up. But not Sherlock Holmes, I have to ask, is that a fat joke? Yeah, this one, Heather, is the one you were asking about. Or this one. So here we are at the beginning of the day with the drones from last night. 65 Russian drones entered Ukraine. 37 of them were shot down. 28 drones failed to reach their targets with electronic warfare and other such things. No drones reached their targets. That is always a good sign. Air defenses and electronic warfare units doing a great job last night. I forgot to write down what this was. FPV pilots of the Chervona Kolina Brigade, together with their colleagues from the 38th Brigade, worked out 2 BMPs with infantry and a tank in the Pokros direction. Your claw game skills, they're turning out to be very useful in Russia, against Russians. And Ukraine has a new drone.
Художественный фильм «Спиздили».
-1 for Russia, +1 for Ukraine. In case you wanted more drone-on-drone action, well, that is FPV drones taking out Russian surveillance drones. We watched that video already on the Zelensky official channel. I'm going to start with the images and go backwards to the other video. You can hear the person filming it trying not to cry. Again, still in Izium, another apartment complex across the street from this one. Oh, went too far. The latest update from Izium: the number of victims of the shelling of the city increased to 55. Only 5 fatal casualties. The rebels had previously struck with an Iskander missile. Drone pilot playing with his target. You'll see at the end of this, he was hauling supplies for, well, this is how the Russian supply lines work. That little cart you saw, that was how they're supplying their forward troops. And there's their supply cart. Welcome back to the 1900s. Yeah. Very easy solution. Don't go to Ukraine. You want to stay alive and you're a Russian? Don't sign the contract. Be like these guys and harass a delivery robot in Moscow. So they couldn't get it from the robot driver, so they tried to harass the human delivery guy. Just to put this in perspective for people, Russia lost about 96 soldiers per square kilometer of captured territory in January of this year. Despite the slowdown in the pace of the offensive, Russian troops continue to suffer huge losses. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine reported that in the first month of the year, Russia's army lost 48,240 soldiers, the equivalent of 3 motorized rifle divisions. Such figures makes January the second month in terms of losses for Russia since the start of the full-scale invasion. The Institute for the Study of War notes that according to geolocation data, Russia advanced by 498 square kilometers in Ukraine and in the Kursk region. That is about 16 square kilometers per day. You know, in Koltini, let me show you guys where that's at because I think it's important to know the areas we're talking about. Prokhorovsk is right here. Koltini is right here. This is video of a 4 Russian assault group entering Koltini and meeting their fate. Ukrainians were stationed in this house right here. And were able to dispatch that meat wave rather promptly. Now, I don't know how much of a comic book or movie person you are, but there's a superhero cartoon comic book hero called Ghost Rider. In Russia, they have the Ghost Driver.
Вот наш Урал, блядь, пиздец, нахуй. Полная жопа, нахуй, очко, блядь. Ёбаный в рот, блядь. Вместе с... Блядь, пацаны, не знаю, блядь. Двери открыты, блядь. Неизвестно, блядь. Жопа. Да, одна. Ёбаный в рот, блядь. Неизвестно, блядь. А он сверху что въебал-то, блядь? По-моему, сверху въебал, блядь, через стенку, через кузов, блядь. Пиздец, блядь. Ёбаный рот, блядь. Вот этот бабьяка, тот я на вот уебал, тот ее. Да вот мы сейчас здоровался, стреляли здесь.
Nice view of how much snow Ukraine has on the ground this year. I'll give you a hint, that's more snow than we have. Well, I have. And I'm so much freaking colder than Ukraine. Interview with Maxim Buketich, who was held in Russian captivity for 2 years and 4 months. Here's the video with subtitles.
Те, від чого ми захищаємося зсередини. Це повне нехтування людиною. Коли держава це все уособлена конкретним керівником на вершечку піраміди, лідером, фюрером, національним лідером, імператором, президентом, як завгодно називайте. А людина – це витратний матеріал, і люди приносяться в жертву тим фантазмам, які виникають в голові у цього очільника. Це світ абсолютно протилежний світогляду більшості з нас. І мені здається, дуже важливо не забувати, що ми не боронимо просто територію. А що якщо, не дай Боже, нам не вдасться вистояти, то ми будемо поглинені оцим освітом і оцим освітоглядом. А цього ми дозволити не можемо. Ні про себе, ні про тих, хто поруч, ні про своїх дітей, ні про наступні покоління. А зрештою ми не будемо останні. Питання часу. У нас, казали ці російські офіцери, буде найбільш боєздатна армія в Європі. А можливо в Євразії. Ми воюємо не тільки за себе. Ми воюємо за набагато більші, важливіші і ширші речі. Так сталося, що це ми. Ну, комусь же треба. От, мені здається, важливо про це не забувати.
And that is his view after 2 years and 4 months in Russian captivity. Mertzi, that's bad. South Korean intelligence confirms that North Korean troops are no longer participating in the Kurds fighting. It goes on to say a South Korean newspaper. I'm not sure how a South Korean newspaper is the South Korean intelligence community, but okay. Officials are reporting the withdrawal of North Korean troops from the Kursk region. Since mid-January, there have been no signs of North Korean troops deployed in the Russian Kursk region that are participating in combat. The agency confirmed that one of the reasons for the absence of North Korean troops is heavy casualties, adding that the exact cause is currently being investigated. It is not known if the withdrawal is temporary to await reinforcements or if there are other reasons. Zelensky responds to Trump's idea about access to Ukraine's rare earth elements.
Питання дійсно у нас один із пунктів, важливий пункт, економічний пункт.
Indeed, one of the points, an important point, an economic point that we have in terms of victory is indeed our investment in Ukraine's resources, not only in rare earths, but in general.
Які є в плані перемоги, це дійсно наші не тільки рідкоземельні, в цілому інвестиції, безумовно, в корисні копалини України. У нас їх достатньо, ви бачите.
We have enough of them, and you can see that Russia has been occupying our land since 2014. Part of it was really large volumes of our mineral resources, and we are open to the fact that all this can be developed with our partners, who are both helping us protect our land and pushing the enemy back with weapons, their presence, and sanction packages. And this is absolutely fair. Back in September, we had a meeting with President Trump in New York. I told him that, okay, we will be open to investments from American companies, and we'll be happy to do so. Why? Because if it's all under Russian control, other companies will come in, including Iran, I'm sure. The fact that I talked to him about this is a fact, and I would like to see, indeed, American businesses, I know they're very interested in entering Ukraine. I would like them to develop this area here. Talking about, and here's an example of our nuclear power plant, and what is the largest plant in Europe today, and one of the largest, well, the director knows more about this, one of the largest plants in Zaporizhia in the world, 6 nuclear plants at the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant.
Атомних станцій 6 гігават генерація. Це дуже багато і це дуже дороговартісно. Візьміть сьогодні один блок, щоб побудувати один блок, треба мільярди грошей. І станції, які 2-3 роки в Сполучених Штатах, є такі станції, які коштують 10-15 мільярдів, їх собівартість. А плюс те, що може генерувати ця станція, це гроші щодня.
Importing 300 megawatts of electricity because of the occupation, instead of sending it out like it was.
Ми імпортуємо, а у нас є. Це наше. Це наше право власності. У нас є 6 гігават. І тому тут питання не тільки в корисних копалинах, питання в багатьох речах. А атомка ми також відкриті до партнерства з іншими країнами.
Oh, I agree, Marcia. We haven't had a good president in a long time. I'm thinking back to like JFK. No, we haven't had a good choice for president in a long time either. We had a chance at a good choice with Ross Perot, but things did not happen well there. It is what it is. Piers Morgan and Zelensky interview. It's an hour and a half long. I'm not going to play it here, but if you want to check it out for yourself, there is one point. Well, I'll just let you guys go through the whole thing yourself because it's rather interesting. The interview was translated simultaneously by the president's interpreter. It is shown on the Piers Morgan show. You're welcome to go watch it for yourself. I definitely recommend it. Not Ukraine news, but Ukraine related. Estonia's authority called on the inhabitants to stock up on food and water because of a possible shutdown of electricity. At the end of next week, Estonia will disconnect from the Russian power grid and join the European power grid. And although the authorities assure that there's nothing to worry about, it could not hurt to check your preparedness for temporary power outages. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Estonia, a NATO member, is still relying on Russia for power. I will copy the post link and I just realized I didn't go through the Russian losses for today because I'm going on Discord. It's in No Mike LJ. So let me backtrack a little bit since we're at a relatively decent stopping point and grab the losses for Russia for today. February 4th, total losses of the Russian Federation on the 1077th day of the full-scale invasion. Today, Russia lost 1,270 personnel, 18 tanks, 24 armored personnel vehicles, 66 artillery systems, 1 MLRS, 92 UAVs, 123 vehicles, and 2 special equipment. I think Ukraine is trying to take out every artillery system that Ukraine has, or that Russia has. They're putting up huge numbers of artillery systems every day. Go to yesterday, 51. The day before, 45. day before that, 48. Artillery units are going to be out of a job for Russians. Good to see some of the air alerts starting to clear in the northern part of Ukraine. Kivnograd is off of air alert as well. Chernihiv and most of Zhytomyr. Good to know. And with the losses covered, we will head back to a new movie. Is out in Ukrainian theaters right now. The film is called One Summer in Ukraine, released by Babylon 13 in Ukraine. It's a story about the fighters of International Legion who, despite the difference in cultures and languages, chose to fight for justice and freedom. From the first combat coordination to the departure to the position, Babylon 13 team will transfer all profits from ticket sales to the needs of the International Legion. Cinema lives as long as people go to it, so come support Ukrainian cinema and the International Legion if you're in Ukraine. Well, it's more than just Magyar. It's K2. It's Ragrog. So many other drone units. I forgot so many names of them. There's so many out there. Third Assault's doing the same thing. They're all sharing tactics. They're all sharing how to do it. But wanted to give you a short clip from the movie.
Востаннє ми брали участь у справжній війні ще у В'єтнамі. І декомпресійних голок не було. Хлопців просто кидали, мовляв, їм гаплик. Напевне, якось буде видно. Група вперед! Іду!
У мене тут мамин номер. Вона змусила мене це зробити на випадок, якщо мене розірве або що. Рухайтеся, бляха!
Я маю 40 тисяч боргу. Просто дайте вже здохнути. Це хто у нас тут такий гарний?
Отак. І ти берді. Не просила. Слабо.
Я нічого не боюся, окрім тих пані.
Штани порвав?
А тепер ракурс знизу. Тримайтеся подалі на випадок, якщо воно підірветься.
So hopefully after its playtime in theaters in Ukraine, it will be published for it's just the YouTube link for the preview. Okay. Well, like I said, hopefully after its time in the theater, we'll get to see it on YouTube or something like that. Air Command West shared a video of an IRIS-T air defense in action in January 2025. This unit destroyed 77 kamikaze drones and 20 cruise missiles.
Є попадання. Єс.
Є, збили. Є. Є попадання.
And don't worry, Air Command West would not release this video if that site was still in use. So there's no risk of operational security issues. Okay. Sorry, I mislabeled this one. 413th Separate Battalion of Unmanned Systems found and destroyed a Russian air defense system, Orka. Fitting name for a Russian vehicle. Here is the video, and I'm going to try to do a quick run to the restroom while this plays. Okay, not too much dead time there. Yesterday I showed you video about the bombing in Moscow. Back then it was reported as somebody playing with a grenade. Apparently that is not the case, as more details became known. A MON 50 anti-personnel mine killed Arman Sarsiksin, that guy, yesterday. The mine activated when he exited the elevator. 2 versions are reportedly under investigation: Ukrainian involvement and a tobacco market dispute. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that because I think I didn't realize what that was until just now. Talked about the Death Rider, the Death Driver. Well, here's Mr. Firewalker. Because I used to play EVE Online. And fortunately, that's going to be the last video. But Latvia has begun producing Patra 6x6 APCs for Ukraine. The first batch intended for Ukraine's defense forces was showcased to the Ukrainian ambassador in Latvia. So, Latvia getting new equipment. Yes, Cypher, I did play EVE Online. A lot of people have. um, yeah, you don't play EVE Online, you live it. It is impossible to have a life if you're going to play that game and get anywhere in it. So the head of the IAEA warned about the risk of a nuclear accident in Ukraine. Grossi visited a Kiev power substation and warned the danger of a possible nuclear disaster due to Russian attacks on energy infrastructure. That is just posted by Warriors Ukrainian, a Ukrainian Telegram channel, but done in English. That is all I have for today. And Kyiv City's air alert is ended. All of Zhytomyr is off air alert. Vinnytsia has gone off air alert. Half of Chernihiv, Cherkasky has gone off air alert. So thankfully, air alerts are starting to clear. Klemensky started 40 minutes ago. One more thing. Ukroposta presented a new postal set of military law enforcement service. So new set of stamps for you stamp collectors out there. And of course, signing flags. There's the postcard. What time is it in Ukraine? It is 5:25 a.m. in Ukraine. Where I'm at, it is 9:25 p.m. Well, with that, I say thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Thank you for hitting the share. Thank you for hitting the like. More importantly, thank you for supporting Ukraine. I especially appreciate the support that you guys give for a country that is dear to me so much. I don't know how to say it. Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks, Sherlock Holmes. That's or not Sherlock Holmes. I appreciate that sentiment. Have a good night, everybody.